There are so many different exit strategies you can take as a real estate investor in order to get a deal, but I'm going to tell you about the best exit strategy that no one is talking about to help 10x your profit. So if you're a real estate investor and you want to make even more money, you're gonna want to make sure you watch this full video. But before we start, my name is Stephanie Kabidi. I'm a real estate investor and agent out in Harrisburg, PA, and I'm just documenting my full-on journey throughout YouTube. So if you guys want to stay along, make sure you guys go subscribe. But with that being said, let's get right into this video. Many real estate investors like to wholesale or fix and flip in order to make their money, while others like to do the BRRRR strategy and keep properties as rentals. Now for wholesaling and fixing and flipping, that's more of a short-term profit, meaning with a wholesale deal, it may take you 1 week or 2 weeks to sell that deal, while as a fix and flip, that may take you roughly 2 to 5 months, just depending on the project. And you may say 2 to 5 months sounds like kind of a long time, but the government still counts that as short-term capital gains, and at the end of the day you still make your money less than a year. While on the other hand, rental investors receive long-term profits and they receive their money over a long period of time, receiving passive income, meaning they're making money while they sleep. Now those aren't the only ways you can make money as a real estate investor. There's so many different exit strategies you can use whenever you are determining what you want to do with the deal, and there's another way called creative financing. And you guys just have to realize the more tools you have in your tool belt, the more exit strategies you have that you know how to do, that just is going to make you more money at the end of the day. Now, the strategy I'm about to tell you, this is going to benefit you in the short-term process, so making short-term money. And the strategy is called novations. Now, some of you may be wondering, what is a novation? This is a new term to me. I don't even know what you're talking about. And that's basically when you go under contract with the seller, just like a wholesale transaction, but you get an agent to list the property on the market, and once you find a third-party buyer on the market, so a retail buyer, then you have that novation agreement in play, and that just replaces your original agreement with the seller, and then it connects the seller with that third-party buyer. So once they close on the home, it removes you from the contract and has that third-party buyer purchase that seller's property. Now you may be wondering, why should I use this? What makes it great? And that is because you're using the market, the full-on real estate market. This is great because when you have an agent upload your property on the market, so many agents will see it, as well as they will tell their buyers, and the buyer pool is enormous because you're not only targeting cash buyers, but you're also targeting these buyers that have these conventional loans, these FHA, VA, USDA loans, and it is phenomenal. And I want to dive deeper into the loans part on why, FHA, VA, and USDA, these government loans are actually great for these types of deals, but I'll get to that later in the video. Now, I want to give you guys an example first because I don't want to talk about anything that I have never done before, and I've done novations. I was on the agent side, I listed novations before, I've done a novation with my company before, and I want to tell you guys about it because this is really like a game changer, and people aren't doing this, investors aren't doing this. That's why I want you guys to learn so you can start doing it and 10xing your profit. But this example I have is from a property we done roughly, not too long ago, a couple of months ago, and I actually cold called the seller, set an appointment. My partner went down on the appointment and was negotiating numbers with her on the appointment since we already determined our ARV price of what that price would have been, and it was roughly around $250 or so, and the seller wanted around $215 for the property. So you can see how $215 to $250 is kind of close in margins to wholesale a deal. Skylar was negotiating the deal with her while he was there, and he was able to get her to $190. So from $215 all the way to $190, and we got this negotiation all squared away, and then I sent her the contract. But then we thought to ourselves, if we were to wholesale this deal, we really wouldn't make any money, maybe $1,000 or $2,000, because there's just not enough room, because the property still needed work. It wasn't perfect, but you could move someone in right away, kinda. It did have a smoky smell. The kitchen cabinets were a little bit older, so it needed a minor rehab. And I started thinking, I was like, all right, well, if we do a wholesale deal, we may make, I don't know, maybe $10,000, $15,000 on on this because we have to think about the holding costs and how much that's going to be, because we would have to have a private lender or a hard money lender involved to be able to purchase the deal, clean it up a little bit, and then put it on the market. So that's when the holding costs would come into play, and I'm like, man, I don't even know if we can do much with this. And I started talking to my mentor, and he was like, you might as well just novate it. And I've done novations before, but I just wasn't thinking too much with this deal since we haven't explained it to the seller. So we went back to the seller, we explained her the process, and she was like, yeah, let's do it. You guys, I trust you guys, so go for it. Go ahead and do it. So we're like, all right, we're all set then. You know, we got the property for $190. We went up there and we did put some work into it, you know, cut some trees up front, like super minor, like a little bush or so. Did some landscaping stuff, painted the shutters, painted the kitchen cabinets, literally minor stuff. We probably put like less than $4,000 into it, which you don't need to put work into novations. You don't have to. We just wanted to really maximize our profits. And once we were done, we probably, like I said, put like $4,000, less than $4,000 into it. And the other thing that we did, since the seller tenant passed away, she wasn't getting monthly rent from that property. So we just paid the seller mortgage as we were working on the property, and we were there and we did the property within like 7 days. And then after, got the agent, put it on the market, and we had it on for $250. And then turns out we weren't getting like as much tractions because the market was shifting, as well as like the interest rate were going up a little bit. So we had a price reduction for $244.9, and that's when we finally got an offer from an FHA buyer, and we accepted that offer. We moved forward with the process, and then since it was an FHA buyer, that appraiser came out and said we did have to change some things which were super minor. So we went back to the property, did all we needed to, and then we finally closed on the home and walked away with a $39,000, little over $39,000 profit. So you can see how we were around like $10,000 profit with the wholesale and making basically $40,000. Like, that's insane, you know, just from changing our strategy from a wholesale deal to a novation. So guys, you have to start utilizing this strategy. It is crucial to your business in order to continue to grow and make more money. Now, after you guys heard that story, I want to get more into why government loans play a big part in novations. So if you guys didn't know, when you do fix and flip a house and you do actually purchase it and then put it back on the market, you have to own the house for at least 90 days to be able to sell to a government loan. So the FHA, VA, USDA types of buyers. Now, conventional buyers, that's completely fine. You know, cash buyers, that's completely fine. But with novation, since you're not actually purchasing the home stays in the seller's name, you're able to sell to these government buyers, which is fantastic. That even like expands the buyer pool even more, doing it as a novation. So I really hope that you guys can see how impactful novations are, and they're gonna be more talked about, I feel like, in, you know, in these upcoming days within 2023. So you guys want to make sure you are learning it and you are diving deeper with it and actually utilizing it in your business today. And for those that may still be a little confused about novations, I like to just call it a wholesale deal on market. And that's basically what it is. It's just you're using a different contract, another contract on top of that wholesale contract. So guys, if you have any more questions about novations, make sure you guys comment them down below. It's a game changer, and let me know if you guys ever done a novation before. I'm super curious. I know not a lot of investors know about this, and if you gained any value, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up, go subscribe, and if you guys want to see a novation deal in action, make sure you guys check out this video right here.